2 watching. Very nice. Welcome to JB Rants. You're in the right place. If you were led to come here, there is a reason that you were led to come here. And it's not because I'm good looking. Although I think I'm pretty good looking. But that's not the reason. And it's not because you want to hear what you want to hear. That's not why you've ended up in this particular live stream. That's not why you're here. You're here because there's a reason. Lost a viewer. Great. Cool. I can't do a show for one person, so let's see if anyone else filters in. And if they do, we're going to do a show. Hi, Indiana Jones. If it was just you and me, we can talk in private. I can't do a show for one person. The optics are horrible. That's the reality of YouTube. I know you're a woman of your word, Indiana Jones, unlike that fucking thing that actually broke a law by ripping up that paper. That's not a woman of her word. That's a demon of her deed. That piece of shit, Pelosi. So I'll give it 2-3 minutes. It's Friday night. Most people go out. I wish I was going out. I used to go out a lot. I used to be meeting girls. I've had a lot of ex-girlfriends. Oh, JB, why don't your ex-girlfriends come on your show? I don't know. I'm in touch with some of them. I don't know if they're Democrats or Republicans. You know, I basically isolated myself for a few years when my life went to hell, and that was just my personal life. But I don't want to give out too much in the early open kind of thing. But I think I'm going to rely on the folks that like to see JB live. And if not, it's just time and circumstance. It's nothing more than that. Cool, but even that, I don't mean to be disrespectful, Indiana Jones. Even if Kim comes in, it's me talking to your household. And I can't talk to one household. It looks terrible. And Indiana Jones comes right back with hi to all. There is no all. It actually says 0 viewers. Right there. So it is what it is. I can always do a show tomorrow, Saturday. My Saturday afternoon shows have what's the best way to say it? Produce a surprising amount of viewership. All right, it's back up to 1 watching. Cool. I still can't do a show for 1 watching. I'll do a show for 3 or 4 or 5 watching. But if that doesn't work, that's fine. No offense taken. So before I say, the reason I'm being a dick, or kind of like being a dick, is if I don't have a relative number of, relative viewership number, I'm not going to give out all my good stuff to you guys, because then it's not because I don't care about Joan Preibel or Kim Preibel. They're some of my best friends and best viewers on the internet. The reason I won't give out my show is because I don't feel it's going to be like wasted on deaf ears at all. It's that this message needs to get out and needs to be seen. So if it doesn't work, I'll give it another 5 minutes. I'll be very patient. Wow, this is the same thing that's happened. Okay, so I will do a show because this is the same fucking thing that's happening to every goddamn channel that I'm friends with. We got Kenny Rogers, we got Ron White, we got Indiana Jones. And it says I have 0 watching. 0 watching. Hey, YouTube, read my chat. The New World Order is a lot of things, but they're very, very evil and very, very sick and very, very stupid. Because if they wanted to, if I'm a business, I take any business customers that I can get, as long as they're good customers. I'm a good customer of the YouTube business, but they don't like my content. They don't like it. They don't like the fact that I say that and have proof of. 2 planes do not knock down 3 buildings. They don't like the fact that I say that. They don't like the fact that I have done shows years ago and also recently that say no one died at Sandy Hook because it was a movie. It was a movie. It was a really, really sloppy gun control attempt by the fucking... I voted for Obama in 2008. I was 24. I voted for Obama in 2008. JB voted for Barack Obama in 2008. They don't like the fact that I exist. But you know what? If they take me out, they're going to have to take millions of people just like me. Men, women, some of them are probably like 13-year-olds who know what's going on. And some of them are probably 75-year-olds who go, wow, I thought it was bad, but it's really actually that bad now. The communist attempted takeover. The communist attempted takeover. The communist attempted takeover. The communist attempted takeover. The socialist attempted takeover of the United States of America. They don't like me very much. I understand. I understand. 3 people watching. I'll do a show with 4 watching. I can't do a show for 3 people. Stupid. Because I can just talk to you all individually. You know what I mean? That's way more efficient. And I am not asking anyone who is viewing this show to go bring in any other subscribers. That's not what I do. I don't do a music show. I don't do an entertainment. Oh, I mean, it says entertainment in the chat, but we will rely heavily on the secondary terminologies of, or secondary descriptions, I should say, of conspiracies and information that is hidden. 5 watching. All right, we got a show. Carol Led, Sean Becker, what up? Carol Ledbetter, what up? Indiana Joan, what up? Dean Machine, what up? Dean Machine has his own show. He is absolutely fantastic. Dean Machine, I don't know if Dean Machine knows that I quit cigarettes yesterday. I woke up in the morning and I woke up. I've never woken up late for work in like 5-10 years, something like that. And I woke up late for work and it was snowing. So I was like, shit, I woke up late and I'm going to be even, like 8 minutes late. And actually my boss was later than me. I was still there early. But for when we agree with each other to be there, so I still beat him to the company. But it was a little bit of snow and I was pissed off and I ran out of smokes. So I didn't buy any smokes. And I went into work. And I'm like, yeah, I was super busy at work. We had all this shit to get out quick. We have to do these things and get it out the door, which means me delivering because you guys know the story that are whatever. And so I just didn't buy a pack of cigarettes. I am using the Juul, but for months and months and months, I was smoking the same amount of cigarettes and also smoking the Juul. And then today I woke up and it's like, okay, I didn't have an urge to smoke a cigarette. Weird. Maybe it's the help of the little water and nicotine thing. I don't think this thing is very dangerous. It's just water. It's just water, glycerin, and nicotine. I've read the ingredients. But for months, I've been using this water vapor nicotine thing because my body craves nicotine, craves nicotine, craves nicotine. That's why being a smoker and also having a Juul is like the greatest thing ever. It's like, well, I can get my nicotine buzz from smoking a combustible tobacco cigarette. It has now been officially 52 hours since I've had a burnable Marlboro Light, and I don't want one. It's kind of weird that I just woke up one day. It's like a little bit of inconvenience, and it's like, fuck it, I'll just, And then I started having thoughts. It's like, maybe I can quit. Maybe I can quit. But it wasn't like an urgent thing, because a lot of smokers say, I have to quit smoking. I have to quit smoking. And I haven't had a the only time in my entire life since I took up in my opinion, the very unhealthy, and by the way, everyone who smokes cigarettes or smokes cigars, I'm going to be smoking cigarettes and cigars with you on occasions, but I'm going to do it on that occasion, and I don't think I'm going to go back to being a daily smoker. I don't think that's going to happen. So, Nancy Pelosi. Well, I should get into the chat before I go into the next topic. Put my glasses back on because my eyes are as bad as a fucking walrus and of course the train comes by. Why wouldn't it? Thank you, train. I hope everyone gets to where they're going safe. Commuter rail. I love cigarettes as much as I love my ex-girlfriends that I hate. It's like, yeah, it was great what we had, but also fuck you at the same time, because the negative ramifications were kind of things, if that makes any sense. That I can tell you right now. Let's read the chat. Carol Ledbetter. Kim Pribel has joined us. Hello, Kim Pribel. Carol Ledbetter, awesome B. Well, yeah, we'll see. I think the vaporizer really is the transition to, because I'm never, ever in my adult life, ever, for the rest of my life, I'm never going to quit marijuana, ever. Not marijuana like smoking joints. You don't have to anymore. You can buy vaporizer THC. THC to me it's a relaxant, and it's an open-minding, it's a mind-opening thing. How rare do you find something that exists that relaxes you and also opens your mind? For example, I'm 35. When I took magic mushrooms in my 20s, it certainly opened my mind, but it was not relaxing. Because when you look in the mirror and your face is melting down, and you hold up your hands, and your hands have 18 fingers on each side looking like, giant squid things melting away. It's like, whoa, this is a psychedelic drug. I find zero relaxation in the ingestion of magic mushrooms. Some people do. Willie Nelson, probably. I think. I don't even know if he's still with us. Is Willie Nelson still alive? Does anyone know? Put it in the chat. I never got relaxation from that. I have done, and I've said this, so this is no shock to anyone, years and decades ago. What? I'm 35, so 2024. I've done cocaine. That's not relaxing. It just makes me turn into a hyper version of what I already am. Can you guys imagine what would happen if JB Rance took like one of those, the cocaine came on the internet? I would be like, well, yeah, because it's 9/11, and yeah, because it's obviously, everything's Sandy Hook and everything is crazy, and it doesn't even matter what you think because everything is just bullshit, and it doesn't even you put it in a Rubik's cube and turn it around, and when that Rubik's cube says 3, 2, 1, Simon Says, everything is fucking crazy. Like, that wouldn't be a good look for me, but that's me on cocaine. So I never was an addict. I never purchased it, but I did it in college and like all that kind of stuff. Back to the chat. Indiana Jones, yes. Carol Ledbetter, I have COPD, 45% lung usage. Well, I hope you get better. That's actually recoverable. Don't believe what the doctors say, Carol. COPD is recoverable. Sean Becker, I started at 24 milligrams and I raised my watts and lowered my nicotine to 6 milligrams, then 3 milligrams, then I quit. Yeah, I think I'm going to quit. But I like the Juul, This is not combustible tobacco. It's just glycerin, water, and nicotine. I'm okay with it. And I like the look. When I find my new, not girlfriend, but, girl that I'm going to hook up, it's like she's outside smoking a cigarette outside the bar or whatever. And I'm like, yo, it's kind of cold out here, isn't it? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, what kind of cigarettes are you smoking? She goes, Marlboro Lights. I go, I just quit those. And now I smoke this thing. Do you think that's any better? And then she's probably going to go either one of two ways. She's either going to go, yeah, it's way better, and I wish I could do that, but I like the this and that. And I go, well, do you want to smell like cigarettes all the time? Do you want guys like me to meet you and you're smelling like tobacco that's going to make me start again? Maybe we can get you off of that. Let's go get a drink somewhere else. It's like a dating in. It's like an automatic dating in. Sean Becker, I skipped over people like a dick. Carol Ledbetter says fourth leading cause of death in the United States. I don't believe that. The highest cause. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's another video. Carol Ledbetter, I defer. I didn't mean to do that to you, Sean Becker. That was my thumb being fat. I'll take you off the screen. My bad. That was a miss. Apparently my tiny thumbs are too heavy for the internet to handle. My bad. Carol Ledbetter says, no, it's not B. What's no, it's not? What's no, it's not? Sean Becker, I am a self-taught horticulturalist, botanist, ethno, bada bust. Okay, so let's make sure that's a real word. I'm not exactly a stupid person, and I understand the English language probably better than 99% of the human population. So let's do a little bit of research and make sure that this is a real word. Because if this is a real word in the real world, I need to make sure that this is a real word. I am a self-taught horticulturalist, botanist, ethno bada bust. Ethno bada bust. I will put that on screen, so anyone who criticizes me for speaking it incorrectly can view it. Sean Becker. I am a self-taught horticulturalist, botanist, ethno bata bust, mycologist. Okay, mycologist. Cool. And organic chemist that made all my own cures instead of pharmaceutical band-aids for 23 years steady. I think everything that you just said, Sean Becker, sounds fantastic. I just don't necessarily know that ethno bada bust. Ethno bada bust. Ethno bada bust. That's what that word says. If that's a real thing, I think that's fantastic. I just don't know what it is. It sounds super fucking weird and confusing. And I hope whatever the... what the... I can't let this go. I'm an ethno bada bust. Boda bust. Buddha bust. Buddha bust. Blackie Fitzpatrick. Dean Machine. Everett JB Rance. Butter bust. I don't know what the fuck that is. So you need to tell us. Oh, is Blackie here somewhere? I didn't even see that. Hey, Blackie Fitzpatrick, what up? All right, I'll take him off screen. If someone can explain to me what the fuck that medical degree is, I think that's great. Oh, he meant ethnobotanist. Okay, so that basically means what? Health through healing plants, right? Yeah, Sean Becker. Yeah, I have tiny thumbs. They don't type so good. I just didn't know what that meant. That's all it is, you know? Facts are important. That I can tell you right now. By the way, Blackie's show is here's why the president of the United States is winning, despite the fact that even from the White House, he uses words like bullshit, and the media goes, he shouldn't say bullshit. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? When he said it was bullshit impeachment, if I was the president of the United States, I would have been up there going, fuck you, you're going to jail. 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 Because this was an attempted coup d'etat of the United States, and they lost. They lost. They lost. In extraordinary flame-out fashion, they lost. The Illuminati lost. The Illuminati-controlled international banker, Jewish. Everyone thinks like JB is like a... because I've had trolls come into my show before. And they go, You're just a puppet of Israel. You're just a puppet of Israel. You know what I call Israel? It's a real hell. I spell it differently. I just change a couple letters and spell it differently. Israel to me is the new, maybe I'm going to get in trouble for that, so I won't go any further. Just watch my old videos. Just watch my old videos. Just watch my old videos. If you want any conversation with me about what I really think about the state of Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu. Fuck Israel. Fuck Israel. Doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic. It means the political control over their country that is a country about this big. It's about that big. Look at it. It's about that big. And yet they control 90% of the Middle East. Jared Kushner, you need to go away out of the White House. Ivanka Trump, you need to be out of the White House because he's your husband. You need to be out of the White House and let the president do his fucking thing, which is pro-America. America is not the lapdog bitch of the state of Israel. And anytime anyone says that, they say, you're anti-Semitic, you're anti-Jew. I'm not anti-anything except for horrible racist weirdos starting ridiculous wars in other countries that cost life and property like you people do. You fucking weirdo Khazarian non-Jewish Jews. And you know what I'm talking about. And I'm probably going to have suits knocking on my door tomorrow for saying that. I hope not. That would be extremely inconvenient. But it's not just me. It's also millions of people who have two brain cells to rub together who know what the fuck is really going on. For example, let's do a little bit of basic math here, shall we, guys? Let's do guys and gals. I love all you guys so much. By the way, my personality on YouTube is really evolving, isn't it? Because this is, by and large, it's a performance, right? It's a performance. It's a show. That's why we call it a show. So that's why I take on all these different like kind of characters, but I always bring it back to like rational JB. It's like, yeah, no, I was just doing that. Like, it's cool. Like, you know, we're all fucking straight up. It's all good. Why were there dancing Israelis after the towers fell on September 11th, 2001? Especially after two planes do not knock down 3 buildings. 2 planes do not knock down 3 buildings into total dustification. It's kind of easy to understand when you live in a world of like rational reality. And what's so fucked up is most people will look at a video like this and they go, this guy is crazy. He doesn't understand reality. That's how brainwashed the public is. It's, in a way, to me, it's funny, but in a much more impactful way, it's very, 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 very depressing how easily the general public is constantly deceived by these evildoers. It's almost like we ask for it. It's the Masonic principle. The Masonic principle is called hoodwinking. It's called hoodwink. Look it up. Don't listen to JB. It's called hoodwink. So what the Satanists and the globalists and the horrible, horrible people who do things like 9/11 and Sandy Hook, which didn't happen. No one died at Sandy Hook. Straight up, straight up. Prove me wrong. Prove JB wrong. Give me the death records. I've subpoenaed. I can't even say that. I might have to delete this video. Whatever. The World Trade Centers, okay, were built as very, very strong, steel-framed, concrete reinforced structures. Just like a screen door with a wood frame. If I took a pencil and I poked a hole in a screen door, it's going to make a hole. After I poke that hole, does the screen door just collapse into dust? Anyone who is watching me right now who believes that planes, and even if there was kerosene and jet fuel, I'm not going to argue about temperatures. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to listen to you. You're stupid. If you, watching me right now, if you believe that planes hitting the World Trade Center and putting a pencil hole in those structures caused those buildings because the fire melted the steel and then they just turned into dust. They just turned into dust because that's what happens. I never want you on my show, ever. And I never want to talk to you ever again. And I certainly hope I don't start dating one of your nieces or, one of your cousins or something and show up at your Thanksgiving dinner, because I'm going to be a fucking nightmare to you. I'm going to be a fucking nightmare to you in terms of your politics, because it's really hard to wake people up from the Matrix. It's extraordinarily difficult to wake people up. You know why? It's because most people are good. This is why my job is so hard. This is why my job as just like some fucker on YouTube is so incredibly difficult, with all the hate I get, with all the things that have happened to me because of being on YouTube saying what I say. And for those who know me, know what I'm talking about. Being taken away in a friggin' ambulance, all kinds of stuff. I don't care what the deep state does to me. The perpetuation of humanity is much more important than me, okay? If you believe that a plane going into those buildings and started off as fires caused them to fall into total dust, and all the people in those buildings, and people often ask me, I'm surprised when I get this question or this inquiry. I'm surprised when I receive this inquiry. Why, Jay, you make a lot of good points, but why are you still mad about September 11th, 2001? Not only do I not respond to them directly, but I think they should end up in a psychological. They need a shot in the ass of an antipsychotic and be wrapped up in a straitjacket for like days, weeks, months to evaluate their ability to operate in our society. Really. Because if you cannot see the 9/11 conspiracy for what it is, and here's what the 9/11 conspiracy was. The big money interests pre-wired the World Trade Centers and Building 7. They had that event in order for Dick Cheney, and George Bush was a fucking idiot. I don't even know if George W. George W. Bush. I'm a smart guy. How the fuck did that guy? Anyway, doesn't matter. If anyone believes that Muslims flew planes into the World Trade Centers, which they did, or it was remote controlled planes or something else, and they blamed the Middle East and demolished the World Trade Center in order to traumatize the entire... I was traumatized. I was not awake when 9/11 happened. I was not awake when 9/11 happened. I saw the buildings fall, and I said, oh, it must have been, when the television told, because I was 19, when the fucking television told me, Muslims attacked us, it must have been Osama bin Laden, who was already dead. He died in a CIA hospital in December of 2000 of kidney failure. But he was sitting in a cave. This is what they told us. Do you people not remember what they told us? What they told you? What they told you? What they told me? That Osama bin Laden was sitting in a cave somewhere with a big beard going, yeah, we're orchestrating the 9/11 attacks. I believed it. I bought it. I said to myself, wow, this is not the video I planned on making. This is not the video I planned on making. But here we are. And I still have an audience. So it is what it is. And they told us brown people... What the fuck was that? Oh, my T-Mobile bag from my new case fell off the desk. I was breathing on it too hard. And they told us brown people who wear... By the way, I don't like Muslims. I hate Islam. I will say this right now. Islam is an evil, satanic religion. Islam is an evil, evil, satanic religion. But they didn't do 9/11. It was Israel and criminal elements within the military industrial complex, run in operations by none other than Richard Cheney, vice president at the time, with pre-wired explosives in the buildings, and they brought them down. And I was like 16, 17 at the time, and I said, we got to go get those fucking Muslims that did this to our country. God damn it, we have to go take out those people who did it. And then I learned years later when I woke up to what's really going on in the world, that it was Israel and criminal elements in the United States government that pre-planned and pre-wired those buildings and orchestrated that event to traumatize the American public to such a degree that we would say anyone who did this must be taken out, conquered, and destroyed. And we invaded the Middle East. That's what 9/11 was. That's what 9/11 was. That's what 9/11 was. And no one, I don't care if someone in the chat, I haven't been reading, I'm pulling a Blackie right now, or an Alec right now. I don't care if you're reading the chat right now. No, I don't care if you're a career military 50 years. I don't care if you come into the chat and say, I'm CIA 42 years. Yeah. I know what September 11th, 2001 was. It was the worst crime in centuries. perpetrated upon the American people. And then they convinced our military. Now, oh, you guys think I'm mad now? You think I'm mad now? You think I'm mad now? I don't know if I have any military parents in this chat, because we invaded the Middle East, and American soldiers, thousands of American soldiers, young men and women, died. Moms and dads get a phone call and then receive their child wrapped in a United States flag casket, coming back from wars that we never needed to be in. I'm not a parent, but I've watched all the videos of mothers breaking down, not breaking down like, oh, this is sad, oh, my son or daughter, passed away in the war. They lose it. They lose it. You don't want to hear the sounds that these parents make, because they get the call, they get the visitation, they get the knock on the door. I am so sorry your son or daughter has is a cost, has, that's a whole other video. Cost, because it's all bankers doing it. And you see the parents of these soldiers that fought in this totally illegal war. But then when the casket actually is lowered off of the I've watched all the videos. I have a sick enough mind and also a Christian enough mind to be like, this is what loss of life unnecessarily looks like. Okay? I've never done a video like this. And you hear the sounds of the mothers when they announce the name of the soldier slowly being lowered off of the plane, transporting their casket body back to, and then the parents lose it. They lose it. I have the thickest skin on the planet, and I break down crying when I've never done a video on that. I never will. It's disrespectful. The sounds that the mothers and fathers and sisters and girlfriends and boyfriends make when they see that, when they actually see that American flag draped casket being slowly and respectfully lowered off of that plane. And it's all for the international bankers and the Illuminati. I suggest some of my audience watches some of those videos. Oz TV said September 11th is old news, dude. Goodbye. Oz is gone. What an ignorant piece of shit. Oz TV, never come back to my show. Well, you can't because you're blocked. Piece of shit. Fuck you. I can't believe someone like Oz saying something like that. What is wrong with society? Have we lost everything in terms of like empathy and humanity and stuff? Yeah, D Machine says it's never old. Oz TV. Oz TV, just, I'm not going to say anything. Just, you're gone. And you're never coming back to my show unless you come back under another troll name. You unempathetic, narcissistic piece of garbage. I'm not doing this to be dramatic. I don't make any money on my show, okay? And I don't want to make any money on my show. I'm not doing this to be popular. I'm doing it because I'm throwing up my voice on the internet to attempt to hopefully educate enough folks, even in small pockets of whoever exists. You know, we got some good ones. We got some Dean Machines. We got some Indiana Jones. We got some, gotta scroll back up. We got some Carol Ledbetters. We got some Sean Beckers. Oh, Sean Becker actually has a great point here. In my humble opinion, Donald Trump is a Jesuit, Zionist, Scottish Rite, Saturnarian, Freemason, reality show TV actor. Everything you just said there is true, accurate, and correct from my research. See, that's what, well, he's gone, he or she is gone forever, but Oz could learn by making a comment like that. From my research, the President of the United States is a Scottish Rite, high-level Freemason. Yes. I don't necessarily put Jesuit into that description, but Zionist. Jared Kushner is his son-in-law. Jared Kushner is definitely a Zionist. So you're right. You're true, accurate, and correct. That's how you communicate with me. Someone like Sean Becker has done their research. However, when I look at what the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, has done, he's doing mostly good. So what does that mean? See, that's how we have a real debate here. Yes, Sean Becker, I fully agree with everything you said. And I can prove it, too. My cousin Charles Brown comes in and says, after 30 plus years in law enforcement, I lost all respect for humanity. Does that mean because of your law enforcement service, or does that mean because you saw a lot of folks, Charles Brown, that you feel like you were like above them because you're a law enforcement officer, so you think like you're better than them? And therefore, like us out here who are not having a badge that says we're gods, you know, because most cops, when they get that badge, it's like they feel like they're little gods. At least all the cops I've dealt with. It's like, I'm a god, you're a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Answer. Go. Charles, go. Quick. Please. I'm trying to do a show here. By the way, Charles Brown, this is not crack cocaine. It's a totally legally purchased Juul vaporizer that I bought for like $18 right down the street. Just saying. I'm sorry. I'm in kind of a snarky mood tonight. And plus, I got this stupid beard going again. I got to get rid of this thing. I look like shit. I got to get rid of it. Okay, Charles Brown, elaborate. You saw the worst of the worst. You mean you saw the worst of the worst in terms of totally abusive cops? Totally abusive cops? Totally abusive police? who bully people, and just because they have a badge on their shirt, they think that they're little gods running around and they're the arbiters of reality and can just do and do and do and make up lies. I've had run-ins with the police and I've made mistakes, but I've also had police lie. And I know a liar. I don't look at liar cops any different than I look at a liar next to me. I've had ex-girlfriend liars. I've had police liars. I've had, liars and just scum. But there's a weird phenomenon where all of a sudden someone gets a badge and they just think they're a little god running around. It's like, the more arrests I make and the more tickets I give and the more I get promoted to chief or whatever. It's like, well, I fucking hate police, to be honest with you. By and large, that's one of the main things that separates me from the president of the United States. He says, I love the police. I hate the police. Most of them I've ever dealt with are liars, cheats, and weirdos and bullies. They're the high school bullies who never got laid enough. So they get a badge, they go to police school, they get a badge, and then they go out and it's like, now I have a car with lights and I have a badge and now I can take my revenge on society. That's how sick it is. Indiana Jones just came up with a very, very... That's the funniest thing I've heard in about a week. Shave it and send it to me for my head because Indiana Jones is going through some treatments. Indiana Jones, that was funny. I don't think you want this crap on your head. What, do you want to look like a calico cat or something? That just brightened my mood a little bit. I think a lot of people saw me going down the dark. That's funny. Indiana Jones just saved my life. Shave it and mail it to... Yeah, so I'll shave it off. It'll be mixed up with shaving cream and stuff, and you can plug them in individually. No, all we all care about, Indiana Jones, is that you get better. That's all we care about. That really was funny, though. That's the funniest thing. It's hard to make me laugh out loud. Indiana Jones, I've never met you in person. If I could just... and I would kiss you, not on the lips like Joe Biden to his granddaughter, creepily, and stick my tongue down her throat like Joe Biden did, but I would just hug you for a weird amount of time. But it wouldn't be awkward because I'm not Uncle Joe. I really, really would. I really, really would. I love Indiana Jones so much. That was so funny. That actually made me laugh so much that I have tears in my eyes. If you could shave off your beard so I could staple it into my head. Because she's going through harsh treatment for a disease that she's going to kick its ass, by the way. Oh my God. That saved my mood. I was really going down the negative tunnel there. Yeah, Charles Brown, I respect the fact that you're... Obviously, we're family. I don't like cops. I don't like cops. I don't like cops. They're liars. Most of them. I hope you were a good cop. I hope you are a good cop. They lie because they get credit for building up, writing up those tickets. It's like a lottery ticket for them that they don't even have to take a chance on. It's like, oh, you're doing 38 and a 35. You were speeding. $200 ticket. What does $200 out of the pocket do to the average American? That's why I drive the speed limit everywhere I go. because I'm afraid of police officers. When I was growing up, when I was a little kid, for a period, I wanted to be a police officer. When I was like growing up, I was like, I'd love to be a cop. I'd love to be a cop. I want to do good. And then I realized that police officers largely are a law enforcement wing of the state's revenue system. The state's revenue system. You write more tickets, you get promoted. You write more tickets, you get promoted. They're scum. Not my cousin Charles Brown, I'm sure. But most of them are scum. And they treat you like shit. They're supposed to be... They're not supposed to be. They are, by very definition, police. They're public servants. Public servants. Police work for us. Police are supposed to work for us. But under the New World Order, police are the enforcers of the laws that suck everything out of us, everything out of us. And I've made mistakes. My DUI was a really, really bad thing. Never drive drunk. I could have killed someone. So I made a mistake. But I've been screaming about this crap way before that, like 4 or 5 years before that. I made a bad mistake, and everything that happened to me should have happened to me. And I'm lucky I didn't kill anyone. Okay? So I want to make that very clear distinction. But most cops I deal with, they walk up and they don't go, hello, sir. How are you? Looks like you're going a little fast there, huh? They go, license and registration. And you're like, okay, sure. And they go, keep your hands where I can see them. I'm like, what? I mean, I think that. I don't say it, but I'm like, what? Is this how police are these days now? Like, what the hell? I mean, I haven't been pulled over ever since that incident because I'm a good driver, I'm a good citizen. License and registration. Okay, yeah, sure, here it is. You stay there, I'll be back. I'm going to go run your record. Okay, officer, sure. Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Well, and then they always take an inordinate amount of time just to make the person they pulled over like sweat a little bit. Just to make the person they pulled over sweat a little bit. Could be like a 17-year-old girl, just like driving like, oh, I forgot to use a blinker. They treat them the same way as they treat like someone who looks like an axe murderer. They treat everyone the same. Because what they used to teach police is that you're enforcing traffic laws and you're trying to apprehend criminals or someone who's done something wrong. That all changed ever since. Has anyone ever heard this term? Press 1 in the chat if you've ever heard this term. Press 1 in the chat if you've ever heard this term. Press 1 in the chat if you've ever heard the term militarized police. Militarized police. Press 1 in the chat if you've ever heard that term. I didn't invent it. There's a reason that terminology exists. And if not, that's fine. Because the chat's kind of going up and down, just like Blackies, I am so glad that Indiana Jones made me laugh, because if I didn't get that energy out in that way, I probably would have gone on like one of my mean rants where I get really nasty, and I would have just quit. I would have just quit the live stream and been like, I can't deal with it, peace, and just cut the show. You know what I mean? Ron White. Oh, even Charles Brown says one. Yeah, but Charles Brown, you're a cop. Most cops to me are pieces of shit. They're liars. They make money off of persecuting non-criminals. Why have we been arresting people for smoking a plant for years and years and years? of which happened to me 3 times, and all the cases have been thrown out. Not even smoking a plant and driving, just possessing a plant that you're going to go smoke in your own living room. You probably smoke marijuana. And if you don't, you should. It's very, very helpful. And now I can go buy it at a store in fucking Lowell. I'm actually going to go buy some tomorrow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm going to go... never mind. I hate cops. Not the people, but the institution. I hate it. They're bullies. It attracts bullies. It attracts bullies. It attracts the quarterback who never made it. You know, they were third string and they had their shot and then they got like an ankle and then they went to college and they fucking got like a C- or whatever. Most cops, not all cops, most cops, most police. And then they, you know, hurt their ankle in the football game in college that they were going to be the star and take over the star quarterback's position and this and that. And they never made it. And then they start working at Target and they go, you know what? I'm going to go to police school. I'm going to be a cop because the world has treated me wrong. The world has wronged me. So I'm going to get a badge and a gun and I'm going to walk around and I'm going to, you know, oh, your taillight's out. Oh, your taillight's out. How the fuck does someone's taillight out warrant someone ruining their lives as long as they're not driving drunk? If they're driving drunk, you take them to jail immediately, which is good. You should do that. You should. But all these processed crimes and all this garbage, I'm a cop. I get a badge. I'm a badge. You rolled down your window, sir. No, I'm not going to roll down my window full. I'm going to crack it down just enough. And these are all hypotheticals, by the way. I'm going to roll it down just enough so that your breath and my breath are in the same, you know, so you can talk to me enough. Assuming, hopefully, the cop doesn't have coronavirus. Most of them probably have fucking AIDS or whatever. Please don't breathe your coronavirus on me, officer. But sure, here's my registration. Here's my license. Yeah. Roll your window down all the way. I'm not required to roll my window down all the way. This is a transaction. Here's my license and registration. And once you leave, I'm going to roll the window right back up. Roll your window down all the way. I'm not required to do that, officer. Are you hiding something? No, I'm not. Do you mind if I search your car? Yes, I do. And you're not going to do it without a lawyer present, even though I have nothing to hide. I'm going to, if I ever get, I'm the best driver on the planet. Like on highways where everyone is doing 60, like for example, I don't want to give up my location for those who don't already know it, but if the speed limit says 55, I drive 55. If the speed limit says 35, I drive 35. I use my blinkers. I'm always looking in my mirrors. I'm the best driver you've ever seen. Always sober. I can't wait to get pulled over by one of these cops, which is most of them, because police are pigs. They're pigs. They're trash. They're losers, by and large. Not my cousin Charlie Brown, but most pigs are exactly what that is. And I'm going to go, yes, officer. Is there a problem? I clocked you doing 36 and a 35. I'm going to go, I'm so sorry, officer. I must have accelerated a little bit because a squirrel ran in front of me and my choice was to either run it over or, you know, try to get past before, you know, my back tires hit it. And then the cop is going to say something like this, because they always do. They're going to go, you sound like a smartass, boy. Give me your license and registration. Or it could be a woman. police officer, which is even more hilarious. And I'm going to go, sure. Here's my registration. Here's my license. And then I'm going to sit there with both of my hands on the front of the steering wheel like this. And I'm going to sit there like this. And just to follow proper protocol, I'm going to turn on my dash light, even if it's like 2 p.m. on a sunny day. I'm just going to turn it on because these control freaks demand that you do that. And I'm just going to sit there. I'm going to go, da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm not going to dick around on my phone. I'm just going to wait. And then they're going to hold me there for 15 minutes. And then they're going to come back and they're going to hand me back my license and back my registration. And they're going to go, thank you, sir. Have a good day. And I'm going to say nothing to them. I'm not going to say thank you. I'm just going to nod my head like that. Cops are scum of the earth. Most of them. Not all. Most of them. Scum. They're the high school bullies who never got laid. And then they get a badge and a gun and a baton. Yeah, Charles Brown, I appreciate that, but you're not going to change my experience. You're not going to change my experience. I know you're a good guy because you're a member of my family, but 99% cops are douchebags. They're douchebags. They never got laid. They are failed quarterbacks or something, and they're rough and tough, or they're women who were like never could admit that they were lesbians or something, and then all of a sudden they get a gun and a badge, and all of a sudden they can dominate others, and they're filling a void in their life, and they put people in jail for no reason. It's really gross. But it's not a product necessarily of the individuals who perpetrate these sort of things. It's a societal problem, and I fully understand that. But I have zero respect for police officers. You know who I respect? Firefighters and EMTs are the salt of the earth heroes. 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 Firefighters and EMTs. Salt of the earth heroes. So I didn't intend to do that, but I guess that's my cop rant. It's forever recorded on the internet. I think I did a pretty decent job. I shared a little bit of personal. I shared a little bit of statistics. All that kind of stuff. So that's kind of good. Everyone, Ron White. I didn't even see Ron. Blackie Fitzpatrick. I didn't even see you there. What up? Blackie Fitzpatrick, Ron White. Blackie Fitzpatrick and Ron White. By the way, did you guys see the Did you guys see the President of the United States at the National Prayer Breakfast? I know you guys probably aren't political nerds like I am, where I basically follow not only the president, but, you know, everything in politics, left and right. And there was something really, was it uploaded today or was it yesterday? I forget. I can actually pull it up. You know what? I'm going to pull it up because StreamYard doesn't like me. YouTube and StreamYard won't let me do what I like to do anymore. Where the president was at the National Prayer Breakfast, and he I'm not even going to say anything. I've already been talking enough. I mean, I know I'm live on the internet, but oh my God, this was so savage. Just give me a second. Talks amongst yourselves, Indiana Jones. Weed legal here? Yeah, I'm gonna go buy some weed tomorrow, and I'm not going to drive while smoking it. I'm just gonna take it home and smoke it and have fun. Or I only use it to go to sleep. Hey, Kim Pribal, how are you? Ron White, what up? Charles Brown, I was retired 2 days and was pulled over by my own department twice and handcrafted once? Does that mean handcuffed once? Why is my battery at 4%? I gotta plug in my computer. I'll be right back. Drop the mic. Battery's okay. All right, good. Okay, thank God. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but in my experience, most police officers are high school bullies and failed high school quarterbacks who never got laid as much as they want. So they just go out in the world, they get a badge and a gun, and they just bully everyone. And in really, really bad circumstances, they end up just like shooting people. I have a gun. Oh, this person moved their hand quick, and they kill him. I fucking hate cops. Straight up. I disagree with the president on that. We love our police. JB doesn't love the police. They're evil. They're evil. They're sick. They're losers. Oh, that was weird. I tried to make a hand gesture and I knocked my laptop. They're losers. They're failures. So they want to project that on everyone else. And when they get a badge and a gun, all of a sudden it gives them a sense of power. And also their fancy suit, they get, little, whatever I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it. I already got into it, so I don't want to get into it anymore. And I feel bad saying things like that. But if anyone knows anything about JB Rants and my channel, and this is one of those rare moments because, believe it or not, I actually do have a little bit of a justified ego. It's very justified. And maybe it's the fact that I haven't had a cigarette in 2 days and I've basically quit. Yes, I'm using the vaporizer, but I haven't had a combustible tobacco cancer stick in 2 days. So maybe I'm edgy. I don't like cops. Do we need police? Yes. I think the testing and screening procedure in order to determine who is hired to be a police officer needs to go from here to here. I don't want dummies enforcing the law. I want geniuses enforcing the law. And not evil geniuses. I want good, smart. I should be a cop. I would be the best police officer you've ever seen. I'm not calling myself a genius, although when I've taken all the tests, I'm close to it. That includes high school, college. That includes online tests I've taken. I want high IQ people, men and women, to be law enforcement officers. Anyway, I've done way too much on that. Here's what the president said to Nancy Pelosi. He sounds like me. He sounds like me.
Please make a contribution.
Oh, it's a Bernie Sanders ad. Who's voting for this guy? Bernard Sanders.
I am not worth $52 billion, and our campaign.
He's like 95 years old and shit. We're gonna give everyone everything for free. You know, what the fuck is wrong?
The president at the National Prayer Breakfast talking impeachment and going after Democrats.
He knows my family, our great country, and your president have been put through a terrible ordeal by some very dishonest and corrupt people. They have done everything possible to destroy us, and by so doing, very badly hurt our nation. They know what they are doing is wrong, but they put themselves far ahead of our great country. Weeks ago and again yesterday, courageous Republican politicians and leaders had the wisdom, fortitude, and strength to do what everyone knows was right. I don't like people who use their faith as justification for doing what they know is wrong. Nor do I like people who say, I pray for you, when they know that that's not so.
He's talking about
He said that right to Nasty Pelosi's face. She was like 8 feet away. I love this president so much. I love this president so much. He's our only hope. Something happened. I'm the same way that in a method that, or in a mold that Blackie Fitzpatrick is. I'm not religious, but I'm a Christian. I don't go to church because it's filled with pedophiles and fucking stupid. But I do believe in God. And I think we have a reprieve right now with a guy like this. Think about that, what he just said. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Please let us pray for the president. We will pray for each other. We'll pray for our police. We'll pray for our firefighters. We'll pray for emergency medical services. We'll pray for our troops overseas who shouldn't be overseas, who shouldn't be overseas, who shouldn't be overseas. President Trump, bring them home. There's no reason that the United States needs to be in these wars of illegal foreign intervention just for war for oil to bring all those dollars and billions of dollars back to the Democrat Party and the Republican Party. Please pray that something is fixed and we end these wars, or even if there's no reason for us to be there, straight up. Bring them home. Okay? And y'all have a good night. You've been watching JB Rants.